tomorrow, and we'll be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next to you. You make me feel so crazy, my heart breaks for you. Can't help but know that I'm still in love with you. You make me feel so.
Hey guys, truebeautyforever here. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do some more looks with the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette because I really like this palette a lot. So I wanted to do more beginner friendly kind of basic looks, but still use some of the color from the palette. So you're gonna see some looks with Sponsored, Wigglies, and Shookington, which I feel are like the standout color shades in this palette. This is not a full-fledged tutorial as far as like a full face. I'm more so just focusing on the palette because you guys said on Instagram that you were interested in seeing more looks with the palette, but I will leave in the description bar what I use on my face for each of the looks, as well as like my lips and whatnot. This is gonna be voiceover style, so I hope that that's okay with you guys. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up and hit the bell if you don't want to miss out on future content. And if you're interested, just stay tuned. Okay, so to start off, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer, which I absolutely love. I think it's comparable to the P. Louise eyeshadow base, so I highly recommend it. And I am just patting that all over the lid, and I'm going to take a blending brush and blend out the edges of this base because you don't want those harsh, because it will show up underneath your shadow. And just so you guys know, I am using this base for all of the looks in this video. Now I'm going to take the color Credit, which is a beautiful deep brown, and I am going to apply that in my crease. If you're a little bit lighter than me, you can go into edges as a transition. And now I'm going to go into Sponsored, and I'm going to apply that on the lid with a flat brush. On my Instagram, several people requested that I do some very beginner friendly looks, so that's what I am doing with this video. All these looks are going to be super simple to the point where anybody can do them, even if it's their first time in makeup. So on this eye, I'm even just applying this color with my finger. If you don't feel comfortable using a brush, you can even just use your finger and the pigment will come off really nicely. If you feel it necessary, you can go back into the crease color with that blending brush and just add some of that vibrancy back in the crease. So towards the end, I decided I wanted a little bit of warmth in the crease, so I decided to go on top with edges and just taking a very little bit and very lightly brushing that over the Credit. Now I'm going into the color Juvias, and I am applying that to the inner tear duct, and this is just going to really make the eyes pop. This is one of my favorite things to do in an eye look. You can just take a very small detail brush to do this, or if you don't have that, you can use your pinky. One of my absolute favorite shades in this palette is Trust Issues. It is so gorgeous. So I just took my finger and placed it in the Trust Issues shade and very lightly pat that over the Sponsored just in the center, and it gives the very prettiest sparkle to the eye. Did liner and lashes and a full face off camera, and this is the finished look for look number 1. All things on my face will be in the description bar again. And now we're on to look 2. Okay, so I'm keeping this clip in because I did it, but basically I started off with pinker as a transition color and put it in the crease, but I later decided that I didn't like how it looked with the next color, which is Wigglies. We're applying that on the lid, and I want this look to be more red than pink. So instead of using pinker, you should use the color Edges in the transition in the crease, if that makes sense, because it complements the look better. So this is me looking at it and be like, I don't like how that looks. So yeah, don't make that mistake that I made. Just use edges instead, and it's gonna complement the reds that this look is gonna give us. Then if you are of a lighter complexion than me, you could possibly even use ginger as the transition instead of edges. So yeah. So because I applied edges right on top of pinker instead of just like starting over, it does have like a reddish, pinkish, orangish vibe going on in the crease, which I was more okay with than the straight up pink. So if you don't like that, you know, well, you guys aren't going to make the same mistake I did with my dumb ass. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so now we are going to add a little bit of dimension to the look by adding just the tiniest little bit of credit to the outer part of the lid, and it's going to kind of connect the crease color with the lid color. And I'm trying to keep these as simple as possible. So basically just a simple lid color, simple crease color, but the adding of this is very simple. You just take your brush, just pat a little color. It doesn't even have to be super intense, and it's gonna really give some nice dimension to the look. Okay, so now I am going to mix Zam and Soleil together and apply them into the inner tear duct, and this just takes a look up a notch. You know, it adds a little bit more drama, it brightens the eyes, it draws more attention to the eyes, so I really like to do this. So I decided to intensify the outer V a little bit more by adding a little bit more credit. Now when you do this though, you want to make sure that you blend it out and don't leave a harsh line, because that's never a cute look. So just adding more and blending it will make it even deeper, and the more you do that, the more dimension and the more smoky it'll be. And then finally, if you need to add any more colors back to make the look more vibrant, this would be the time to do it before liner and lashes. And this is the second look with the full face. It is definitely giving me hot girl fall vibes. What do you think? Do we like? Yes. Okay, so let's go on to the final look. Okay, so now for real this time, we're actually going to take pinker and apply that into the crease, and this is going to be our transition shade. And my tip is take pinker and apply it to the crease first and then blend it out. That way you'll get maximum color payoff. Okay, so now I am taking the shade Big Wig on a flat shader brush, and I'm going to apply that on the inner and outer parts of the lid and just packing that color on. And then I am going to connect the two without putting any color on the middle part of the lid, because another shadow is going to go there. So this is called a spotlight or halo eye. This whole process, I'm patting in the color first to lock in that pigment and then swiping it to blend it. Now I am taking the shade Shookington, which is definitely Shookington, and I am applying that in the center of the lid. And I decided to carry it a little bit above where I applied that big wig towards the center of my lid. And I felt like this would give the look a little bit more dimension. Now I'm just going back into Big Wig and making sure that it's not washed out, because I really want that dimension there. As always, just remember you can go back and, you know, apply colors as needed to make sure that the look is as vibrant as possible. You have to do this especially with colors a lot, so yeah. I'm applying Big Wig on the lower lash line now just to really tie the look together. So I wanted to kick this look up a notch with a little bit of glitter. So I am using the e.l.f. Glitter primer, because I think that that is the easiest way to go about applying glitter. It's less abrasive than glue, and basically you just take a very thin amount and pat it on your shadow. Do not swipe it on, because you'll lose the eyeshadow pigment. And then take a separate brush and work in sections. So for my glitter, I used a blend of 3 purple glitters and 1 pink glitter, but you don't have to do that. Honestly, using 1 color is just fine and it'll look just as nice, but that is what I did. I will try to leave the links to the glitters I used down below if I can find them. But yeah, just patting that into the inner tear duct a little bit just to add a little extra sparkle. I actually decided to put a little bit, just a little teeny bit on the innermost part of my lower lash line just to add even more sparkle. And you guys, this looked a little bit rough till we pulled it together and did that full face, but look at how nice and beautiful this looks. And this is not only fall, hot girl fall-esque, but it's also Halloween friendly too. Alrighty guys, so these are the finished looks. I hope that you guys enjoyed them and liked them. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. I think that this look here is my favorite. I'm really feeling this one. I didn't know how it was gonna come together, but I think it came through in the end. Like, this is a baddie look. Sus. This is a baddie look. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.